In the autumn of 2017, about 250 walruses in Russia climbed up a rocky slope overlooking a beach. They walked over the edge. Due to their heavy weight, you can understand what happened. Yup, they died. It's sad to see these animals jumping and dying. Usually, walruses sit on ice chunks floating over the water, so they don't have to fear gravity. They jump and they fall into the water, safe and sound. However, due to climate change, ice caps are melting, and walruses find themselves on small pieces of land. To avoid overcrowding, which could be deadly for them, they try to go to less dense places. It takes one walrus to climb the slope, and the rest of the population follows, jumping off a 200-foot cliff one at a time. I don't think they know what jumping or gravity is. Those who survive the fall get crushed to death by those who fall after them. The crew who documented this witnessed one of the most heartbreaking scenes. You can see one crew member crying, and I can understand. It's heartbreaking. To capture this unique sight, they stayed in a shed without showering for 6 weeks. They slept, ate, and watched movies together. The shed was surrounded by walruses. One of the members was Sophie Landfears. She and her crew filmed many amazing sights. They once filmed an orca killing a penguin for the first time in the world. Once, a 6-foot polar bear broke into Sophie's shed and ate all the snacks and food he could find. The polar bear was careful while looking for food, but they still made a mess. Afterwards, the crew managed to scare the bear off. The place looked like someone gave full authority to a child, a 400-pound child. The bear was determined to come back, so when the crew went away, the bear broke into the shed again and ate everything, including meat. He even put its snout into a wine glass. When they came back, they found the bear lying on its side on the ground. She fired a flare to scare the bear, but it wasn't enough to scare a drunk bear. Eventually, the crew managed to scare the bear off. On the island of Borneo, there's a cave where you can shoot amazing videos like this. However, because the cave is home to thousands of bats, the cave floor is covered with bat droppings piled up over thousands of years. Now, imagine how the people behind the camera feel. The sparkling things covering the floor like glitter. It's actually cockroaches. A dark cave, thousands of bats, piles of feces, and millions of cockroaches under your feet. That's not something everyone can handle. Researchers have to go deep into the cave, climbing mountains of guano. This mountain has a height of about 50 feet and stretches more than 100 feet. Additionally, guano is constantly falling. The scent in the cave is also horrible. You cannot enter the cave without a mask and glasses. This is Forrest Galante. He has earned the title of the Indiana Jones of biology. He and his crew are on a quest to discover species that are considered extinct to science. So far, he has found 4 species that were considered extinct. Finding the Fernandina Galapagos tortoise was the highlight of his career. He found a lemur thought to be extinct, and he also discovered the Zanzibar leopard, which was also thought to be extinct. Along his journey, he encountered lions, crocodiles, was stung by jellyfish, bitten by snakes, and got attacked by hippos. Even though he faced so many dangers, he still says that being attacked by hippos was the most terrifying experience. Now, let's say you want to go to jail for some reason, like testing the original prison food. So, what's the quickest way to get there? Yes, robbing. But you can also go to jail for something like feeding wild orcas twice. Yes, there is a law that says if you feed wild orcas twice, you will be sentenced to 25 years in prison, lose your license, and your research vessel. This is what Nancy Black did. She was admitted to feeding wild orcas pieces of whale blubber on 2 occasions. She said she was trying to lure the orcas to come near the ship to film them. Let's say you got attacked by sea pirates while watching an endangered sea animal. That's what happened to Laura Sanchez Alos in January 2019. At that time, she was in Mexican waters in the northern Gulf of California. She was on a campaign to study and protect the vaquita, an endangered porpoise. Suddenly, a dozen motorboats surrounded the vessel. The men on board hurled insults and threatened to kill. They also threw rocks and Molotov cocktails at the vessel. The crew tried to fight back with fire hoses, but soon a rock broke the front window. A few minutes later, a Molotov cocktail set fire to the port side. Fortunately, they extinguished the fire with hoses, and the motorboats suddenly went away, leaving the damaged vessel. Why? No one knows. Maybe they saw another vessel. Well, those are some of the millions of things that wildlife biologists face every day. We should thank them for their sacrifice to